Don't miss this part. This was how I made my first thousand. Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Tara. In case this is your first time, I love to create videos for small business owners like myself. So how I made my first $1,000. I'm bad with dates, but I'm going to try as much as I can to get the right timestamps. But if not, I think you guys can pardon me. Oh my God. We know right now the exchange rate is ridiculous, but just take your mind back to 2016, 2017, what $1,000 is in cities, so you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so it was I think I was done with university in 2015, and I schooled here in Ghana, and I went back to Nigeria for my national service. What we call national service here in Ghana was called NYSC, Nigerian Youth Service Corps. NYSC, yes, in Nigeria. It's kind of a big deal. So I went back to Nigeria to serve. And mind you, when I was in school, even before I came to school here, I was already a business person. Like I said, I have been doing business almost all my life. I think my first business was creating customized teas. So back then, especially during the election time, we get a lot of jobs. Like I get a lot of jobs. Maybe this party, they want you to make t-shirts, customized t-shirts for them. So I used to have a lot of work. But back then I didn't have what I was really using my money for. I would save, my mom would ask me to borrow her, my brothers would ask, they'll pay back. It was just here and there. I wasn't really focused on a particular long-term goal. I was a very small girl. So fast forward to after university, I was back home, and then I went for my national service. And the business person that I am, I think I've mentioned here on my channel how I said I wasn't going to do 9 to 5 and the whole brouhaha around that with my family. But this video is not for that. So, after national service, I was back home. I didn't have money. I didn't want to take up the offer for 9 to 5. I was just, thinking of what to do, what to do, what to do. So I started a skincare line. I went to Abuja to learn from this lady. She has like a school of cosmetology, something like that. I went to Abuja to learn how to use natural ingredients and skincare line for dark skinned girls like moi, and people that don't want to bleach and things like that. I think the name of the skincare line was called Shalty, my initials. I'll go check the Instagram and put it here, but it's no longer functioning. Yeah, it was called Shalty. I registered the business. But I was a broke girl doing a broke business. It wasn't really yielding a lot. It was just my passion, right? So gradually I realized that I was quite good at using social media for business because growing up, my mom really traumatized me with staying in the shop. So I stayed in the shop a lot because I started counting money from a very young age. My mom had a big provision store. So it was like a normal thing as you're growing, you help my mom in the shop. So she got so confident with me staying in the shop for a long while. So it was normal. Some holidays, there's this thing called trade fair in Nigeria where teenagers that are done with secondary school can go there to look for jobs. I was working. So every holiday, I was looking forward to the holiday and then I'll work. But I could remember one holiday, my mom persuaded me and said, don't work, please be in my shop to take care of my shop this holiday. So, yeah, so I've always been quite familiar with money, bookkeeping, accounting, making sure that money goes to the right place and is well arranged. So my family members really, really entrusted me with a whole lot of money growing up. But now back to how I made my first $1,000. So remember, I started a skincare line called Shalty, but it wasn't yielding a lot of results. But then I was already marketing on social media, and also my very first business, which was the customized tea too. I was marketing with social media. Then it was BlackBerry called BBM, BlackBerry Messenger, where you change your DPs and all of that. And I could remember, I think the first set of posts I posted on Facebook was to sell one of my customized teas. I really pray I can show you guys that cringe, very cringe pictures. So when people will also send me like, oh, this was what we used it for, I'll still post it on Facebook. So people were contacting me. Then I was in Lagos, people outside Lagos. I was looking for ways to make sure I send their items to them. So I was quite conversant with using social media for business. So now, fast forward to I think 2017, I went for a reality TV show called Next Titan in Nigeria. We were in the house. It's like Big Brother, but this is for entrepreneurs. Very insightful. I learned a lot there. I don't want to go into that. So I went for that show, and even before the show, I was already selling items, but social media was the medium I've been using. I was quite familiar with. I used to solve my own problem, how to run sponsored ads. I used to also like people will come to me, "Ah, how do you sell on Facebook? How do you do it? Even on BBM, how do you do it?" So I'll put them through it. It was just something I just enjoy doing. If this person say, "Oh, I'm selling," I'm like, ah, why not try social media? So I was quick to just tell people about how to use social media for business. Even before I think the status on WhatsApp became a thing. Because back then, when I read books, I hear things about how eBay, I think it was eBay, how people buy things, Amazon. So it was just something I liked and I was exploring. So Facebook was like the first place I was using. So it was just very okay for me. And then Instagram too. So I was selling on Facebook and Instagram. But a young child or a young adult, the money was just going in small, small circles. I'll try, the business will collapse, I'll come back again. But from around 2015, 2016, I'd already started mastering how to handle business, basic bookkeeping knowledge, and all of that. But I was using social media for business. So after I came back from the Next Titan show, 3 months in the house, I stayed to the final day, but I didn't win the money. Yes, I didn't win the money, but I learned a whole lot. Um, so I came back. I was broke. Imagine I had left my business for 3 months because we're not with our phones, so it was just quite tough. I was just in a place that I didn't understand. But before I went into the Next Titan show, I had an Instagram page called Tare Marketing Media, then it was Tare Marketing, where I teach people. First, it was Tare's Hub, then I changed it to Tare Marketing, yes, where I teach people how to use social media for business for free. I was just giving out tips. So I think back then I grew the account organically to like maybe 5,000 followers. So I could remember people from the US would send me, oh, please, I want to buy lunch for you. They were sending me items, even free items on Instagram. I just had this very beautiful community and it was wholesome. But when I came back from the Next Titan show, I'm sorry if this video is too long, but bear with me. When I came back from the Next Titan show, I was almost back to square one. I just had some little money in my savings. I tried, like, I don't know, there's this thing the reality show did to me mentally. Yes, there was a good part of it, and also there was this not so good part of it mentally. I realized that that kind of fame was not for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like how I'll be walking down the street to use ATM and somebody will tell me, I recognize you from somewhere. Where? Next Titan. So I was always in my room. I wasn't doing much. People thought I came back with a lot of money. Meanwhile, I didn't win the money. But people felt because I think was it the third runner up? I can't remember. People felt because I was there till the last day I had money. So people started treating me differently and I didn't like it. So I crawled back into my shell. So I think I was that way for a little while and then I picked up Tare Marketing. Now this is the part. Don't miss this part. This was how I made my first $1,000. So don't miss this part at all. So like I said, I was always on social media. I was always like, if not for business, I'm not sure I'll be a social media person. If not for the fact that I sell on I use social media as a medium to reach my clientele. I don't think I'll be someone that will be on Instagram because my personal Instagram is just there. I don't do much with it except with friends that want to reconnect. I don't do anything. You mostly see me on my business Instagram. So yeah, I just realized that okay, I was really enjoying the social media thing. I was still doing tarot marketing. I was hosting free classes. I just love to teach. I love to tell my story in the little way that I can. It was just really, really fun for me, right? So I can't remember the creator, but there was a creator that was talking about monetizing your knowledge. Monetizing your knowledge. I was like, okay. So I was making a lot of research, YouTube, of course, I was always on YouTube. Okay, monetize. How can I monetize my knowledge? How can I really make money from my knowledge without feeling guilty? So I made a lot of research, a whole lot of research. I was on YouTube for months. I was almost obsessed with how to monetize my knowledge. And I think back then I purchased a course from someone on how to monetize your knowledge. So after I purchased that course, it took me another while. I was still thinking the right way to go about it. So then my apartment in Nigeria, I think I had about maybe 2 or 3 months, but I just wanted to leave the environment because, like I said, after that show, I felt like I became a little bit exposed and I realized that that kind of fame wasn't for me and I didn't like it. I just don't like how people they recognize me or people that I used to know will say, "Oh, I voted for you during that show. Oh, you were this." So it was just somehow for me. So I told my elder sister that I was coming to Ghana, I wanted to move back to Ghana. And then I moved back fully. I think I came in 2017. I went back and then I came back fully in 2018, right? So the period where I was coming, because I was always after school, you always see me in Ghana every 3 months. Myself and my sister were best friends, so you always see me in Ghana, maybe every 3 months or every 6 months. Yes, I was always here. So before I did the move fully back, remember I had been making my research on how to monetize your knowledge and I had like organic followers, then had built to almost 5,000 people whenever I make a post. The engagement was just really good. So I said this was time. So the way I made my first $1,000 was selling a course, an e course. Is that what I'll call it? Yes, it was in a PDF. So I made a course on how to basic way you can sell on social media. I can't remember the title. How to use social media for business. Basic, like the basic on how to use social media for business. So I created the course. It took me a little while. I created the course. I didn't even host it on any platform. So after that, I created a video to market the course. I already have the following, right? And then I sold the course for, I think it was for 2,000 naira, right? I had a WhatsApp group. I think I created the first WhatsApp group. 200, it was then 250 people. It got filled. I think I created like three WhatsApp group and then I sold the course and a lot of people bought. A lot of people bought it because all I needed to do was I didn't even put my watermark on it. Can you imagine? All I did was when they buy the course, I just send it to their email. So people were buying. So it was just one course and then I sold a lot. So that was how I made my first $1,000. And it was on monetizing my knowledge, what I already know. I know, yes, for some other people, I've made a whole lot more than that, selling products, right? Also selling my services. But you see that first, that first time I made that money, I was like, what? Like it was just like easy money. I will be sleeping and when I wake up the next day, I've received 2,500. Like I was just receiving alerts, right? People were buying the course, and it was on like WhatsApp, right? And when they buy, there's a method I use, so I just send it to their email. I think it was later on someone also tried selling the exact same thing I sold to them, like my own course. They were selling it higher, and then I had to reach out to the lady and say, she said, oh, she thought because she has bought it, she can, and there was no watermark on it. I think she's even a lawyer. I could remember, and then we had this conversation, and she said next time I should write like a disclaimer. I should do something at the beginning so that nobody can resell my courses or resell what I've put online, like my intellectual property. A whole lot. Myself and her became quite cordial after that. I don't take things to heart. Then she apologized, and I don't know if she continues selling what I'd already sold to her, but that was how I made my first $1,000 selling a digital product. And this was far back in think 2017, I continued. I still sold that same course till almost the ending of 2018. So I'll close it and then I reopen it. But it got to a point where I knew that I had outgrown that basic way, and I then now moved to Ghana. I sold to people even in Ghana when I was in Nigeria. So it was just like mind opening. It was it was wow, right? Right. And then I moved to Ghana. I left my businesses in Nigeria. I just moved to Ghana to start from the scratch. And ha, that's a story for another day. Yeah? So that's how I made my first $1,000. I don't know what you take from this, but I just want to say that yes, you can monetize your knowledge. I've created a video on how to monetize your knowledge. I'm going to leave it in the description box below. I think it's going to help you a great deal. If you're someone that knows, that have a service or a skill that you think you want to make money from, I think that video will help you to see how you can monetize your knowledge. But yes, and also I have been cooking my my online course for quite a while now, because I realized that whenever I make a video, the kind of comments I receive are people that want to start a business. So the course is basically on how to start your business, like the basic. It literally feels like I'm holding your hands. No big grammar, no big anything, just very basic, how you're going to understand it. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video and you guys are enjoying my series of the Chronicles of a Small Business Owner. My name is Tare and I'll see you guys in my very next video. Bye guys. Don't forget to leave comment, like, share and subscribe. Bye.